Given my love of Disney and Halloween crossovers and the title of Pluto's Howl-O-Ween, I was pretty excited about this episode of Hot Diggity Dog Tales. How much Halloween can they pack into a 3-minute episode? Turns out a pretty decent amount. In this episode, Mickey and Pluto are getting ready to go to the park where they're meeting their friends to have a Halloween picture. And for the most part, I thought it was a pretty fun narrative development. There was one decision Mickey made that shocked me a little bit, and I will discuss that. So there will be a tiny spoiler in this. But they start off with a Batman themed costume, which amused me, and then they were dressed as mummies, and that went wrong. So Mickey declares to Pluto that since there's no more time to make a new Halloween costume, they can't go to the park and be in the photo with their friends. But I thought that was a bit of a downbeat attitude. He doesn't need to have a costume to enjoy Halloween and be with his friends and go to the park and have a good time. You don't need to have a costume. Of course, it's great if you do, but I think it was a bit of a negative message to give to people who perhaps don't have a costume or who can't afford a costume or they're not really old enough to make their own costume without, just using a Pritt stick, which isn't going to get them very far. I think Mickey could have had a little bit more of a positive attitude. But they did resolve the problem. I won't say how, just in case you haven't seen it, but I thought it was a good way of showing that you can make costumes out of pretty much anything. So if you don't think you have a costume, maybe you could use a little bit of creativity and find one. I loved seeing all of the different costumes. It was a lot of fun. The animation style was really nice. I loved all of the Halloween themed decoration. It was good fun. As I said, I would have changed a little bit of the narrative, I think, to give a slightly different message. Or at least, well, no, I like the same message of showing that you can find costumes in anything, but I don't like Mickey's downbeat attitude of kind of giving up on the idea because he hasn't got a costume. I feel like that wasn't the best message. But for the most part, Pluto's Halloween was spectacular and a lot of fun.